Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Ashton Conley. I'm here with my co-host,
It's your boy Brad.
and you tuning in to Two Peas and a Pod, episode number 2. And look, man, this is the show right here when you can catch the hottest sports takes, especially football, music takes, especially hip hop, and of course, current events, what's ever going on around in the world near you. Now, we're not gonna waste any time. Let's go ahead and get to the first quarter with it. And Brad, week 8 of NFL football just finished, and we've got a little bit more data. We've got a little bit more time to see some things. We saw some good things from some teams. We saw some terrible things from some teams. And then we saw some things that we, quite frankly, expected. So, first quarter, jump right into it. It's the tip off. What's your first take?
Man, is Trevon Diggs actually hurt? Or is my boy actually just getting
Mm.
benched? I think Trevon Diggs has gotten himself into a little situation back at his home. Apparently something must have fell from the ceiling and hit him on the head. He had a concussion. He was out last game. And then now mysteriously, yesterday he got put on IR, which means he's going to be out for 5 weeks supposedly for a concussion, supposedly. Brian Schottenheimer didn't make it any easier. He came to the podium, and when people were asking him, "Hey, what's wrong with Trevon Diggs? Like, how's he being placed on IR?" He said, "Well, I'll let Trevon Diggs explain that," which is very cryptic when everybody's asking what the hell just really happened. Uh, my personal opinion, I think it's just a soft benching. I think he's been playing ass this
Wait. So
season.
you think you think they're benching Diggs?
They
And this
gotta
is how
be.
they're going about it?
They gotta be. I mean, keep in mind, like, look at his numbers. I mean, when he started off, I think 2 year back 2020, he had damn near 60 tackles. Then you go on to 2021, he had 52. Then you go on to 2022, he had damn near 60 again. He had 59. And then obviously 2023, he got injured, and all his stats ever since then have been dropping off tremendously. This season, he doesn't even have any defended passes. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta.
Nobody's on the Cowboys secondary has defended passes.
hey, hey, them boys have not been playing great defensively, and I think they think that he might be the main reason. I think he's a little distraught that Micah's not there.
Man, that's actually crazy. Do you feel like any of this is being fueled by the fact that they may want to trade Diggs and they're just trying to keep him healthy right now while they're trying to move him? Or do you really think that they're like, do you think that he's in a tiff, like in a fight with the franchise? Like the franchise wanted to bench him and they're benching him out of respect? Do you think they're trying to keep him healthy for a trade so that way he doesn't even get hurt and they can just go ahead and move him and get off that contract? Or do you think it's something else?
Well, I mean, when it comes to the whole respect thing, when you're benching a player, you're already telling that player, hey, I don't have faith in you that you are the number one option in these scenarios. Regardless of if it's out of respect that they're doing this soft benching or out of disrespect, I think honestly that's what exactly was going on. Hey, they've seen enough from him. He's not playing up to par. These past two and a half seasons, his stats have been dropping off expeditiously. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to keep his trade value up if you're even going to get anything from him. I mean, keep in mind,
Yeah, they
you
don't
know how,
even want him on the field. They don't even
you
want
know how
him to
much
look
money they
bad.
got in him? Yeah, exactly. They got a lot of money in him
That
right
was the
now.
worst contract Jerry has signed. That's the only player Jerry signed that I felt like he had no business signing. It was so obvious to let Diggs walk.
He was putting up stats. When you put up stats like that, like I said, like if I
He
go
was
back to
having
his
picks. He was having
2021
picks.
season,
Don't
his
get me wrong.
2022 season, he was going crazy, bro. It just is what it is.
Maybe so, but but then when people get paid, they lose that hunger, bro.
They
They
do.
lose that hunger. All of a sudden, they don't want to rehab as hard. When they do get
Yep.
injured, you don't have
Yep.
a big of a reason. They don't usually get to play too long in the leagues. Corners, especially, they have some of the shortest careers outside. I think running backs.
Man, they better ask Jalen Ramsey for the recipe.
Okay, all right. Well, Brad, let's go ahead and get to the second quarter with it, man.
Flash, Ash, bro. What's your topic? What you got to talk about today?
Man, you know what that is? That's the bust alert alarms. And
Mm,
who are they coming for? Who are they blaring for? Who are they sirening for? Caleb Williams. Caleb
yep.
Williams, my boy. You're looking like Magic City. You're looking like Onyx. You're looking like V Live. You're looking like Gold Diggers. Straight booty butt cheeks, my boy. What are you doing? Caleb Williams, over the last 4 games since the Cowboys game, I think he's thrown 2 TDs. And let me go read through some of these stats that my boy Caleb Williams is putting out right now. Now, his completion percentage has been straight buns. So his last 4 games, he went 22 of 37, a 59% completion percentage. Garbage. Absolute garbage. Then we go to the Washington game. And mind you, they were on a 4-game win streak until this past week, but this loss is what's really signaled it. Then we go to Washington, 17 of 29, 58% completion. Garbage. Then we go to New Orleans, 15 of 26 on the passes, 57.7%. Garbage. Baltimore, 25 of 38, 285 yards, no TDs, 1 pick, only took 1 sack, which is good for Caleb Williams, and only 3 carries for 24 yards. Garbage. I'm not gonna lie. We've gotten to the point in the season to where we've gotten to the point to Caleb Williams' career where, quite frankly, I think I need to see about a half of season of damn near great football in order to believe that he's not a bust. But I mean, I know it's only second year, and he should get more time, and he has the rest of the season to prove it. He's got 9 games or 10 games left on his schedule. He's got a while to prove it. I need to see a half of season of good outputs from Caleb Williams, and I don't mean good yards or a good completion percentage or a good number of TDs. I mean putting it all together. 16 points on a Ravens defense that ain't been able to stop nobody. What are we talking about here? You only put up, you went 15 of 26, 172 yards against the Saints, one of the worst secondaries in the league, one of the worst pass defenses in the league. Caleb Williams right now, for me, he's on bust alert. That's all I got on it. You got any questions for me on that, I guess?
I
I
mean,
feel like I
are
said a
you
lot.
on? No, not really. Are you just putting him on bust alert just because of how well other quarterbacks in his same draft class are playing? I mean, because people like Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, they've always said, hey,
Mm-hmm.
this generation of
Yeah.
quarterbacks aren't allowed the same amount of time to develop as quarterbacks in the past. And is he possibly a product of that? Or is it just because, hey,
Okay.
maybe his skill set doesn't necessarily translate exactly to how, the NFL's actually played, and, maybe
Uh-huh.
he was just good in college.
So I'm glad you asked that, because when I say he's on bust alert, I don't think that he's a bust. If he play, I think what's happened is I think I've lost my faith in him. I think
Yeah.
now I just want him to be good. Before, I believed he was going to be good. I've lost my faith that Caleb Williams will be good. Now, if he does turn out good, I won't be surprised. I won't be shocked, and I'll be very happy because I want Caleb Williams to be good. But I no longer firmly believe that he's going to end up cementing himself as a franchise QB. And when I say cementing himself as a franchise QB, I mean like a top 10, like for sure, he's a guy in the league. And you know for a fact he can get you a dub with his arm when you need it to happen. He's just played so bad. The reason I've lost his faith is because I watched the games. It's not even just a box score thing. I've watched let's see, I watched the Baltimore, I watched New Orleans, I watched the Washington game. I didn't watch the Raiders game. Then I watched the Cowboys game. The Cowboys game, I thought he was turning the corner, and I was like, the secondary is trash. Let's see what happens. Then he looks garbage the next week against the Raiders team that isn't good. They barely beat them. And a lot of that was because of his lack of good play. I watched the games. He doesn't look good. And then the part about it that really hurts, he's so good typically in the first 15 plays. Those 2 first drives where you script it and he knows everything that's
Yeah.
happening, he's damn near, phenomenal in those scripted plays. Outside of that, trash. So, but yeah, alrighty, man. You got another question on that?
Nah, I didn't. I just laughed because I fucking see my knuckles on the fucking camera. I gotta keep them hoes off camera. God damn.
That boy said, I need some lotion. I need some lotion. Ladies and gentlemen, Brad is
Facts.
a dry beater.
Whoa. Where did that come from? Where did that come from? God
Because you
damn.
don't got no lotion on your hands, man.
Hey,
Hey,
man.
listen. We into the third quarter. Brad, go ahead and talk about them Texans, man. What you think about them
Hey,
Texans,
man.
man? Hey,
Hey,
offense
man.
came to life. What you think
Finally,
about them Texans, man?
bro,
CJ came to life.
I watched that game yesterday, and that was the most proud I've actually seen the Texans play. And just simply because of the way we started, literally first drive, we go down, we score. We score a field goal. We moving the ball well. Second drive, we go down, we score another field goal. And I remember Greg was talking that big shit. Them play for keeps boys, they was talking that big shit.
Hey, man, shout out to Play for
And
Keeps.
facts. And I literally said, hey, watch, we finna score. Quite literally less than 15 seconds later, we scored. I said, boom, hey, that's what we do. And literally the Texans have been going
15
crazy
is
since
generous,
then.
bro. You said CJ about to score, and then I think in the next 5 seconds, I think the very next play, he threw a ton.
Exactly. It's what he does. He proves me right every time. But I mean, CJ, without Nico Collins being there, it was pretty interesting because the way that they were kind of spreading the ball around. I mean, he was throwing to Hutchinson, he was throwing to Noel. I mean, Higgins. I don't know why I keep saying Hitchens. It's crazy because it was National Tight Ends Day. He didn't really hit Schultz like he was supposed to. He was spreading the ball around kind of well. Our offense looked fluid until about, the second half when we were already up. They kind of died down a little bit, which is a Texans problem. But I mean, overall, from what I saw from the game, we're still number one defense in the league. That's all I know. But the Texans did well yesterday. What were you seeing from the Texans that you liked?
I'll say what I saw from the Texans that I liked is that the offense flowed the whole game. Not one time this season has the Texans offense just flowed and went smoothly. It's been big plays when they have scored. A lot of drives have just stalled out, which I did see some of that yesterday after they kind of got up. But then
Yep.
again, you're down your best receiving
They were
threat, so
moving.
but they were moving. And so that was good to see, especially after watching the Seahawks, the entirety of the Seahawks game the week before. And I felt so hopeless watching that as a
That
Texans
was
fan.
that was
I
a
felt
frustrating
so
game to
hopeless
watch.
watching that game. It was
Agreed.
it you know what it reminded me of, Finney? It gave me the same feeling of when I was watching the Panthers game against the Cowboys. Like this side of the ball is so bad, it steals my joy from the game. I can't even enjoy the
Yep.
viewing experience because y'all are god awful. So
Agreed. We got to get a better running back. Nick Chubb, he is just not going to do it. There's no way that Nick Chubb can be our
I like Woody
power back. I
Marks.
mean,
I think Woody Marks
Woody
got something
Marks is
for you.
great.
I like Woody
He
Marks.
is, I agree. But I
You might
also
want a
want a good
sledgehammer still
backup
though.
running back. Exactly. I want Woody Marks to be our goddamn speed back, you know what I'm saying, our finesse back. But I do need a power hammer, pause, you know what I'm saying, to actually, push it in sometimes. Pause again. But, like I
Hey, you're
noticed it as soon as I
wild.
said it. I said, hold on, like, ooh. But yeah, but yeah, we definitely need one.
Okay, that's tough.
Nah.
That's tough. All right, man. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter out the way. Let's go ahead and get to the fourth quarter and wrap up these openers.
Put your fours up. You know what I'm
Put your
saying?
floors up. Put your floors up.
Yeah.
We gotta talk about these sad ass Dallas Cowboys, man. They hate this team so deeply. Being drugged through the mud week after week after week is so
Get training.
predictable. But then again, the Cowboys do a great job. And this isn't a PR thing. This isn't a marketing thing. This isn't like a scheme thing. It's literally a roster thing and a coaching thing and a player thing. They do such a good job of giving you a reason to believe in them. Not even because you're just a fan, you're a fanatic, and you're excited for your team, but because the roster will look good, it'll look competent at times, and then they'll just shit and wet the bed like a 3-day-old fresh out the coochie. I hate them. The Cowboys, in their history, the Cowboys have had 5 seasons in which they've allowed 5 or more games with 380 plus yards or 385 plus yards and allowing 30 points in a game. So the other team, the opposing team, gets 30 points and has 385 yards or more of total offense. They've had 5 seasons in their history with having 5 or more games like that. Of course, they have a losing record in all those games, a bad losing record in all those games. Ask me how many of those games they have this season through 8 weeks of the season.
Ash, how many they got?
They've got 5. They've got 5. We're 8 weeks into the season. I don't even think we had our bye yet. We ain't had our bye yet.
Nope.
And they got 5 games allowing 385 offensive yards and at least 30 points. Dog, it's so bad. Why is Matt Eberflus even our DC? Fire him immediately. Get him out of
He's
here.
failed everywhere he's went.
Jerry
He's
Jones.
failed everywhere.
Jerry Jones. We need a D lineman, not even an edge rusher. I heard you calling the Bengals about Trey Hendrickson. We need a D line. We need an interior D lineman. Go get that boy from Tennessee. Go get somebody who can stop a run. I don't have. You got any follow up questions on the boys? They're
Man, your
garbage,
problem
bro.
really is like, hey, just like the Lakers, bro. Whenever the Cowboys come for trades or anything like that, they gonna get that cowboy tax, bro. They gonna get a tax on top of whatever player they're looking for. So it doesn't matter if it's an interior lineman, bro. That interior lineman that probably to any other team will probably be worth a 3rd or 4th round pick. They gonna tax and ask the Cowboys for a 1st round pick or a 2nd round pick just off the back, just because they're the Cowboys and they know it's Jerry Jones.
1st round picks are gold.
I mean, you know how it is when it comes to the Cowboys trying to make exactly. But I mean, it's not out the realm for them to ask the Cowboys for a 1st round pick, knowing how much the Cowboys need them, and then knowing how Jerry Jones works as well. You know how they like to do the Cowboys when it comes to making moves and things like that. Do you actually think they'll actually make any moves before this trade deadline ends?
Scale from 1 to 10, I've got about a 2 in faith in Jerry Jones to make a move that will make a splash. I think the Cowboys might make a trade, might make a move. But I think to me, if they won this week, without question, without a doubt, they're bringing in an interior D lineman or at least a big time edge rusher. But the fact that we just got dog walked by a team that I don't even think has a chance to compete in the AFC, I think there's a 20% chance they make a move that actually means something. They may make a little trade, but I don't think they'll make a trade that's gonna be like, okay, now the Cowboys actually might contend this season because how good the offense is, and they'll have a middling defense now. That's what I got on that. Forget the Cowboys, bro. Forget the Cowboys. All right, man. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot what's next in the pod. Let's go.
We got our wide receiver duos.
I know we got wide receiver duos, but I don't know what duos we're doing. Hey. Are we ranking 3 duos?
Ash, you still there? 2 peas in a pod. It seems like my co-host Ash is having a little bit of technical difficulties. We'll be right back. In the meantime, everybody, go ahead and use my promo code on Prize Picks.
I don't know what just happened.
That hell's going in and out.
All right, so I'm gonna give you 10 wide receiver duos. You're gonna narrow it down to 3, and then we're gonna rank them. Actually, let's do 4. Let's do 4.
Top 4.
Right. We'll pick 4 of these 10. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Terry McLaurin, Deebo Samuel, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamison Williams, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. I'm going to go ahead and exit out the couples that don't matter. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, both y'all hurt, y'all out. And it really be Mike Evans and Ibuka or Chris Godwin and Ibuka, but they both hurt, so it don't matter.
Get him out of here. Then
we'll go Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill. We'll go ahead and take that out because Tyreek Hill's career is done.
Get him out of here.
Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel, we're getting them out of here because they're a 2-pack.
Get them out of here. Deebo especially.
Bro, Deebo for I've been saying it since he was like that guy. Most overrated player in football. He's been the most overrated player in football, especially when he was with the 49ers. The 49ers are kind of like, they'll call the quarterbacks in the 49ers system QBs. Everybody's a system in there except for the running back. Those are system-wide receiver. Like, Kyle Shanahan has a better understanding of offense than anybody who's ever walked the planet. And I'm going to be honest, I feel like that includes Andy Reid. And I think Andy Reid might be the greatest coach of all time if he gets into the Super Bowl.
That's an opinion. I agree.
Regular season.
It's because he comes from the Mike Shanahan tree, too.
He got Jimmy G and Brock Purdy to a Super Bowl, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or is it Jimmy G and Colin Kaepernick? Like,
he got Jimmy
Brock Purdy
G,
been to NFC Championship
Brock
game.
Purdy to the Super Bowl.
But hold on, let's not get sidetracked. Their wide receivers are system wide receivers. Look at what Jawan Jennings does in the San Francisco wide receiver room. Come on, bro. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so here's our guys. If we're cutting anybody off that list, first to go,
I'm gonna have to say Cooper Kupp, JSN.
Why?
I feel like those other wide receiver duos got something on them.
I think
Got
JSN.
something, bro.
I think JSN is debatably the best wide receiver in the league right now. So I think
Yeah,
I
but
think
he's
I think he's carrying
but he's
that duo.
carrying. I agree.
But I
He's
would say the same
carrying.
thing for Puka and Devontae Adams.
They was the next to go. You thought they were safe?
Oh,
You
no.
thought they
Okay, so
was
then
safe?
we got Justin Jeff. Oh, well, my next to go actually was Amon Ra and Jamison Williams. You can get them out of there for me.
Ah.
You can get them out of there for me.
Ooh.
Not because Amon Ra,
Okay.
Jamison Williams is nothing to me.
I feel that. Amon Ra damn near ain't dropped a pass in 2 years. He just dropped one 2 weeks ago.
Jamison Williams,
Yeah.
Jaden Higgins, same thing.
Yeah. They are irrelevant.
Nothing special.
Sometimes.
Now we got
Regular.
Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and then we got George Pickens, CD Lamb, Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. I'm gonna be honest with you, this is easy for me. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison out for me.
Yeah, I agree. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was trying to figure it out.
I love
But
Jettas.
I'm like, I'm over here fighting. I'm like, damn, but he's carrying. But Jetta's, he ain't been right for the past season.
I ain't gonna say is that he ain't been right. I think Jordan Addison just ain't been it for me. He hasn't been good enough.
I mean, at the same time, I agree. But see, the problem with the Jetta's argument is that for a long time, it was between him and Jamar Chase. But Jamar Chase is obviously producing right now. And
Jamar Chase has
kind of been quiet for the
quarterback.
last season. Yeah.
Jamar Chase has a quarterback.
But last season, when they had fucking Sam Darnold,
Jefferson had a great season. Sam Darnold's not that good either. Let's not pretend
he had a
Sam
decent
Darnold
season.
Sam Darnold is a solidified top 15 guy.
He top 20. But yeah, I can agree with that.
That
Yeah.
makes it even worse. All right, so that leaves us. All right, so who you put in the third spot?
AJ Brown,
Devontae Smith. Why? What's your reasoning
Yeah.
behind it? You share your reason in two sentences, and then I'm gonna share mine.
Honestly, my reason is just because of the quarterback play. I feel like AJ Brown probably a little bit diva, but honestly, I think Devontae Smith is a better wide receiver of both of them. But he doesn't get that same cachet as AJ Brown. That's just my opinion on it.
AJ Brown, Devontae Smith would be in my third place as well. I don't think that Devontae Smith is better than AJ Brown. I think AJ Brown's a crybaby. I'd rather have Devontae Smith on my team every day of the week. But I think they're close. But I do think because AJ Brown is just bigger, it's football. You know what I'm saying? Second up, I'm not gonna lie, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. They going second for me. Best wide receiver duo in the league.
You see that star in the background? That's exactly where your heart went because you answered that question exactly with your heart. There was no if, ands, or buts.
Not at all.
That.
Not at all. George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb is a better wide receiver combination than T. Higgins and Jamar Chase.
Hey, man, I got both the boys on my fantasy. I'm letting you know this right now. Jamar Chase always been putting up numbers, and T. Higgins always coming behind it. The only game where CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens been hot together was last game, bro, against the fucking against the Commanders, bro. But other than that, Jamar Chase and
they've literally only had 3 games together.
Exactly. Yeah, like I'm saying something proficient. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, so if Jamar Chase goes down, can T. Higgins do what George Pickens did while CD was out? You're lying if you say yes.
Yeah.
George Pickens was the best wide receiver in the league for a month. What are we talking about? We're talking about real football, Brad.
We're talking about the numbers that was being put up.
We're talking about real football.
His numbers was okay, bro. I mean, bro. George Pickens was doing okay,
I'm gonna just let you sound like a fool while I go look him up.
I get it.
You can look him up. I'm already there. George Pickens.
Do that.
5 of 9. 5 of 9, 68 yards and a tud. 5 of 9, 68 yards and a tud. 11 for 134, 2 tuds. Then 2 for 57 and a tud. And then 11 for 168 and a tud.
And that's the best wide receiver.
Mind you, the 2 for 57 was because he only had 4 targets and they ran the ball the whole game because they were blowing the Jets out.
But that's not my point. You said he was the best wide receiver while CeeDee Lamb was out.
He was the best wide receiver in the league while CeeDee Lamb was out.
That's just not true.
I mean, other than JSN. And Puka got hurt during this stretch too.
Okay. If that's your opinion, hey, I'm going to let you rock with it,
My thing is George Pickens can be an actual wide receiver 1. T. Higgins is not a wide receiver 1.
I can agree with that.
And what I think
just because you have to,
I think me personally, I believe CD is a top tier receiver. I think CD belongs in the tier with Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Puka Nacua. I think CD is in that tier with those guys, in my personal opinion. But if you want to say he's a 1B, I think George Pickens falls in the 1B category too. I think the Cowboys have two 1B receivers and nobody else has two 1 receivers.
And I can agree with that. But just because you have two number ones doesn't mean that that dual combination is just better than a true number one and a true number two. In my opinion, I feel like there's also,
Well,
what's
I
it
mean, all
called?
of this is subjective.
Yeah, it's also how you match, how everything kind of melds together, bro. You know what I'm saying? When you got two number ones go want number one targets each time. It's very difficult to manage that.
I think it's been going great so far for the Dallas Cowboys. They just need a damn defense. Honestly, if we could take the
It has.
Texans defense and the Cowboys offense and put it together, let's just go ahead and make that happen. That'd be an exciting team to watch right there.
It would be, but our Texans
I'm about to
offense
say
has
the
come
Dallas
back up
Cowboys
now.
offense is better than the Texans offense on every level. On
I
every
agree,
level.
but we're getting back up there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the
Just give
Texans
us a
have
couple
never
more
been
weeks
back
of
up there.
great
The
play.
Texans have always struggled offensively. The Texans have always had bad offenses,
Hey,
except for
man.
the Deshaun Watson years. Unless you want to go to body rub the body rub boy.
Hey, you love the Texans when we're not talking about the Cowboys. When we talk about the Cowboys, hey, you hate the
Well,
Texans.
I got to
don't know how
talk
to
shit to
explain
you
it.
about your team, and it just so happens that I'm a fan of the Texans, so I know them very well. Hey, let's go ahead and move
I
on.
feel that.
All
I can
right,
talk
so
shit
we're
about the
into our
Cowboys too.
speed round. You said what's up?
Nah, keep going.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our weekly NFL segment where we talk about every single game that happened in the past week. And we're calling this segment NFL, not for long. Why? Because we're talking about every game, but not for long. Let's go ahead and start off with Thursday football. Do you have the game on? What is that noise?
Why are you saying
I,
that?
I just heard some random noise. All right, we had Thursday night football, Vikings versus Chargers. What's your take on it?
Didn't care for it.
Same. Didn't care for it. Trash, garbage. The Vikings suck. I didn't think they had much hope, but they definitely don't have any hope for real. Dolphins, Falcons. What you think?
Falcons are trash. Imposters.
I hate the Falcons with a burning passion. How can you be so trash? What are we doing here? Kirk Cousins can't be that bad. This is the same Kirk Cousins y'all gave a deal to, a deal that he's still on, that you're still paying money to. Atlanta, what are you doing? Get Penix back out there immediately. That's Bengals. The garbage bowl. Hey man, why did the Bengals let the Bengals were on the verge of being 4-5 and having so much hope when Joe Burrow finally gets back in a couple of weeks, and now they're 3-5, and now it looks like their season should be going. They let the Jets put up 23 in the fourth quarter. The Jets. What you got to say?
Looks like the Jets have found their quarterback. Looks like the Jets found their quarterback in Justin Fields again. He finally got them their first win of the season. Finally doing that, but they're still trash. No faith.
All right, Giants, Eagles. Eagles beat the Giants 38-20. Cam Scatterbo dislocates his ankle, done for the year, probably done for the next year and a half or 2 years. What do you got?
The interesting whites turn into the interesting white, because at this point right now, Cam Scatterbo, he was 50% of what made that team great.
I hate to say it, man. It's good while it was good while it lasted. We watched Isaiah Pacheco break his leg, and Isaiah Pacheco plays very similar to Cam Scatterbo, with a hard running style, super physical, never shying away from contact. And Pacheco ain't been the same. I hope that Scatterbo can get back to what he was, but from what I know about the running back position, those odds are slim. Bills, Panthers.
Dude.
Bills Bills Panthers. Bills trounced the Panthers 40-9, not even close. One of the easiest calls of the whole week. Bills coming out of a bye. Panthers riding a little bit too high. What you got?
Hey, Bills finally stomped out trash. I would say
They
they beat a
always
good
do that.
team, but they didn't. They beat the Panthers. So,
yeah, I like the Bills, man. They're cool. I think it's good for them to get the blowout, because I know that they were looking ahead to KC. So that's my biggest takeaway. Bills avoid a disaster, and not only did they avoid a disaster, they were dominant. Bears, Ravens, the stinker of the freaking week. 30-16. No Lamar Jackson after the Ravens blatantly lied on their injury reports and said that Lamar was a full participant Friday. They went back and changed it to a partial participant, and the Bears couldn't get any offense going against what's been a bottom 10 defense. What do you got?
Caleb obviously played like trash.
This right here is my take from that game. Caleb Williams. Hate him. I hate him. Trash. I don't actually hate Caleb Williams. I love Caleb Williams. I want him to be good. I'm just so disappointed. I'm hurt. All right, Texans 49ers. We already talked about that game. 26-15 dub for the Texans. CJ Stroud came with that pack. So CJ Stroud turned to CJ Loud, and he was throwing with some gas. What you got?
Texans are back. Texans to the Super Bowl. Your
I
thoughts?
need to see a couple of weeks of consistent offense because the 49ers have injuries everywhere.
Hater.
But I want to believe it. I really want to believe it because I have no faith the boys are going to have a good postseason run. I think the Texans get it done with that defense. Buccaneers, Saints. Bucks beat the Saints 23-3. Funny enough, the Bucks were barely favorites in this game, and they end up winning 23-3. I think there's nothing to see here. Big bro of the division beats up on little bro of the division. The Saints are trash. Spencer Rattler is starting to slowly turn into a pumpkin. What you got?
Baker Mayfield didn't play good either way. He also only had 6 fantasy points. He played like buns, but they still won because of defense. So nothing wrong with that.
He definitely didn't help his MVP cases, that's for sure. Cowboys, Broncos. Broncos drubbed the Cowboys 44-24. Cowboys can't get much offense. Can't get much offense going. Broncos couldn't stop getting yards on offense and couldn't stop scoring touchdowns. Your thoughts on the game?
Broncos actually showed out. I'm actually surprised that happened. I didn't actually think that the Cowboys would lose that badly. I didn't think the Cowboys would lose at all. Just because I didn't have no faith in the Broncos, and they obviously put some fucking eggs on my face.
For me, I'm gonna say forgot it was an away game. You can't trust the Cowboys away. I think and you really can't trust the Cowboys defense away. And I think that was the big takeaway for me too. It's hard for a defense to play good and travel on the road. And I think once that game started getting away from them, I think that got tight. Colts Titans 38-14. Colts put that work on the Titans. For me, Cam Ward, in the words of Cam Ward, I'm keeping it a buck. We ass right now. That's all I got.
Didn't you disappointed me? You should have won the game. We need to be one step closer to the Colts. Now the Colts have just as many wins as the Jags and the Texans combined.
Y'all, we're not winning that division. We're not winning that division. Even if Daniel Jones got hurt or he completely collapsed in the way that he's playing, I just think the Colts, the rest of their roster is that good that they're still going to win at least 4 or 5 more games. I think the Texans' chances of getting to 11 wins this season is low. I think 10-6 wild card is what we're looking at. Packers Steelers on Monday Night Football, or was that Sunday Night Football? Yeah, Sunday Night Football. Packers go ahead and take the dub 35-25. J-Lo plays like he was a man possessed. 360 yards, 3 TDs passing. What you got on that game?
J-Lo looked like Aaron Rodgers back in the day. Both very similar playing styles. You can tell that Jordan Love learned right under Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers obviously is getting old. I saw him look like he was an old man. That's what I got.
Yeah, the Steelers are a type of team where they just need a certain game strategy, game plan to win. They've been like that for a long time. They were even like that with Big Ben, honestly. So, yeah, I don't really think there's too much to talk about there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that has been 2 peas, 2 peas and a pod with your boy Brad and your boy Ashton Conley, aka Splash Ketchum. Make sure y'all stay tuning in. Please drop a comment. Tell us how we can get better. Tell us what you want to hear us talk about. Tell us maybe some topics or some subjects you want to hear us address, even if it's not football related. Go ahead and make sure you like, follow us, subscribe, turn on your notifications so you can get this right when it drops. We appreciate y'all for the support, man, and y'all be easy. Have a good one.